$100, okay? The next is 36%, which is the actual annual, which will end up with $90,000. And then it's 5% of a reinvestment bonus. So if you reinvest, that 3% goes to 5%, you end up making $150,000 that whole year, okay? And it's 100% protected. So you have no problems with the protection. Okay, so let's go to the next. The next one says why this matters to you. I've already talked to you about that. Okay, so let's move on to the next. Okay, so even after today, when you guys walk out of here, you guys, if you guys need my number, feel free to get my number and I can walk you through this or have a meeting with you guys. I'll be out here for the next week or so. But this is going to be going on for probably the next month before they go back up. So to reserve the position, it's $5,000 commitment. You reserve $5,000 and you have 30 days to present the $250K. But $5,000 secures your position. And the complete funding is it must be funded within 30 days, and then you begin earning 30 days after you make the deposit. So after you make the deposit, so in case in point, you know how many people want to start record labels? Okay, I want to start this record label. I want to start this restaurant. Instead of putting all that money into these businesses, the goal is to use commodities trading. Bonds is what your Filipino friend is actually talking about. The problem is we always think of money. We've been taught that money is green, but in reality, money is white. Okay, so I know a lot of you know some people.
Because the paper is white.
Well, it's usually without getting too deep, we spend so much time thinking about what money can buy, when in actuality, what we need to be looking at is what money can make. Okay, what our money can make. So when we get a substantial amount of money, or we get a certain amount of money, the goal is to build a certain amount of wealth. And it doesn't necessarily have to be us. So let's say, for instance, somebody came to me, and I told Ramona the same thing. I said, if you came to me with somebody that had $250K, then that first month's asset, then I would be able to give her the first month's asset for referring that person.
And how much money is that?
That's $7,500 for the referral.
That's pretty good.
That's not bad at all.
That's real good.
And guess what? Who wins?
Everyone.
Everyone.
But that's the reason why people don't want to talk about it. Because if they did, it would flood the market and everybody would do it, right? But people right now are so busy giving the banks money. If the banks knew about this, the banks would not be able to trade your money. They would have to hold your money like they're supposed to. If you had an escrow account, the banks couldn't come in and leverage it because it's an escrow account. They can't leverage, it's frozen. So now guess what they have to do? They have to honor us and then allow us to trade just the way that businesses and banks do. Okay?
Awesome.
So yeah, so this is just
Very
something of note.
interesting.
Hopefully if you guys have any questions before I end.
Very good. Put your hands
Very
together.
good to stimulate the mind.
Yeah.